Hello, everyone. The Torah study in Yeshiva this week is sponsored by three different families in honor of their yortzites, by Jill Sachs in memory of her father, Chaim Feivel ben Baruch Shimon and Chaya Etta, Mordechai and Aviva Weissman, in loving memory of Mordechai's mother, Adela Bas Raphael Esther, and Sam and Thea Swirsky in memory of Sam's father, Nachum ben Shepsel. So we are up to the second chapter of Pesach. The previous chapter just ended with a few things about general way of treating the halachot and Torah. So specifically about the halacha, 4 Torah commandments deal with the prohibition against Hametz on Pesach, 3 negative and 1 positive. As we know, there's 248 positive commandments that correspond to the number of limbs that we have in our body, and 365 negatives, which corresponds to our soft tissue, ligaments, and other parts of the body. So the first prohibition is to refrain from eating chametz, as it is written, and chametz shall not be eaten. Our sages taught that the prohibition against eating chametz on Pesach includes not deriving any kind of benefit from the chametz. The Torah further states, you shall not eat any leavened product, machmetzet, meaning something that can make something else chametz. Our sages concluded from this verse that not only something that had fermented on its own is prohibited, but even food that has been leavened by some other external agent may not be eaten on Pesach. It must be noted that the Torah was particularly stringent concerning the prohibition against eating chametz. Almost all of the Torah food prohibitions are punishable by lashes, while eating chametz on Pesach is punishable by karet. I'm not sure what this word means, but I was told that it's called excommunication, or the dying without Jewish descendants. As it is written, whoever eats chametz from the first day until the 7th day, that soul shall be cut off from Israel, and that's why I said excommunication. The second prohibition is that no chametz may be found in our possession, as it is written, 7 days there shall be no seor found in your homes. Even though some of these laws were written about what we called Pesach Mitzrayim, we already saw that they apply for eternity. Seor is the starter or leavening agent used to make dough ferment. So today we use yeast, but the word seor in Hebrew is the source for the word sour in English, at least according to the book about the Hebrew words that are the source for English. So this verse means that not only the seor is forbidden, but also that no chametz may be found in our possession. This prohibition is often called bal yimatzeh, it shall not be found. The third prohibition is that no chametz may be seen in our possession, as it is written, matzot shall be eaten 7 days, and no chametz of yours shall be seen, and no seor of yours shall be seen within all your borders. So let's say that you walk into a store, especially outside of Israel, and somebody is eating a sandwich. You're not supposed to, even if they are Jewish, I think, well, that's up for debate, but it's not about not seeing chametz. Nothing will happen if we see chametz on Pesach. It just can't be in our possessions, and therefore, if we find chametz, we must get rid of it. One violates the second prohibition, bal yimatzeh, and this third prohibition called bal yareh, it shall not be seen, only if one has in his possession on Pesach at least 1 olive's bulk kazait of chametz. If the volume of the chametz that remained in one's possession was less than a kazait, or if the chametz was completely unedible because of detergent or otherwise that not even a dog can eat, he does not violate bal yareh and bal yimatzeh on account of that chametz. And the fourth mitzvah, a positive commandment, is to eliminate chametz and seor in advance of Pesach. As it is written, 7 days you shall eat matzot. However, on the first day you shall remove the seor from your house. So when we started this book about Pesach, we already said that you're not obligated to eat matzah for 7 days. You're just not allowed to eat chametz. And the rabbis learned from the fact that it says the first day and then 6 days and then also 7 days, that the prat, the detail that was excluded was to say that there's a positive commandment to eat it on the eve, on the first night of Pesach. And so to explain what this means of when are we supposed to eliminate, because it says that you shall, however, on the first day, you shall remove the seor, and the first day is technically the 14th of Nisan. And so this is where the next halacha just explains and expounds on this idea. When is the chametz prohibited by Torah law and by rabbinic law? So although the prohibition against chametz applies primarily during the 7 days of Chag HaMatzot, from the 15th through the 21st of Nisan, but 15th meaning at sundown, between the 14th and the 15th, we are nevertheless commanded to remove chametz from our homes by midday of the 14th of Nisan, Erev Pesach. The prohibition against eating chametz also begins at midday on the 14th, as it is written, and you shall sacrifice the Pesach offering to God. You shall not eat chametz with it. So you can't be bringing the lamb or goat kid to the temple if there's still chametz, and that's why the rabbis discerned that for sure, because of the word however, which means a limitation, or rak in Hebrew, ach, then that means that it's half day. So this prohibits the eating of chametz from the time fit for bringing the Pesach sacrifice, i.e., at midday on the 14th of Nisan. This prohibition against eating chametz includes the prohibition against deriving any benefit from it. And so you're not allowed to sell your chametz after midday according to the Torah law. In order to distance one further from possibly violating commandments, the sages added to the prohibitions and forbade gaining benefit from chametz for an additional hour. So it's what we call a fence, a siag, where the rabbis tell us to keep away a little bit more than what the Torah says. Even the Torah has a few different such fences. One of them was when they were given the Torah, it says that they're not allowed to even touch the mountain, even though Moshe was on the top of the mountain, and that was an actual physical fence. But there's also others about arayot and other mitzvot in the Torah that they say to refrain from even getting close. So they also forbade eating chametz for 2 extra hours, since on a cloudy day and when there are no clocks or were no clocks, people are likely to err by as much as 2 hours. So since the sun is never at what we call high noon, is not really high noon, it's to the south. We don't know for sure if we are at midday or just after it, and therefore they told us that for 2 hours before you're not allowed to eat, and 1 hour before you are not allowed to derive benefit or have it found in your possession. So these times are calculated by dividing the day into 12 equal parts, which we called a halachic hour, each of which is called a seasonal hour, sha'az manit. Thus, one may eat chametz for the first 4 seasonal hours of the 14th. And by the way, that reminds us of the time of the end of the Amidah. So as there are in the Luchot 2 different minhagim of Magen Avraham and the Gra, one should follow the custom of their community and to stop eating by the 4th hour, by the end of the 4th hour, and to stop and get rid of it before the end of the 5th hour by burning it or completely destroying it and mafkir it. So even in the language that we say afterwards in the biur chametz, we say kol chamira chamia, and anything that I didn't find or didn't see shall be annulled, and by that we are making that declaration, and we can be yotze with that. And we'll continue a little bit more tomorrow about this idea.